Hello, my name is Philip. I'm American-born of Serbian descent, and I was part of the original group of founding members for the Serbian Entrepreneurs Group. So it was founded by somebody in San Francisco named Tihomir Bajic, and he has really been at the core of this whole organization. And I met him randomly at a dinner, and he has just been amazing at networking throughout the Serbian community. And he was really what started this organization. So his background has been in startups for years, and his motivation was really to help Serbians network both in business sense, but also internationally across cities. So a quick background about my journey. So I've been working in startups for about 6 years. I was at a company called OpenDNS for many years, then it got acquired by Cisco. Then I started my first startup called StaffJoy, which was funded by multiple different rounds of venture capital in San Francisco. And then now I left San Francisco about a year and a half ago to travel full time. So after going through South America, I'm now here in Europe for the rest of the year. I'll be in London mainly. And I'm working on a company called Moonlight, which is a remote work marketplace. We help software engineers get remote jobs with companies on a contract basis. So, the motivation for the Serbian Entrepreneurs Organization was to help create a closely knit network of Serbian entrepreneurs. And it's really emulating a lot of other successful organizations that have been very parallel, like Birthright and things like that, and the benefits they've really had to helping to create a thriving business community. And the main motivation behind it, and what makes it really work well, is a pay-it-forward mindset. What's really made the San Francisco chapter so successful is people helping each other without the expectation of getting anything in return. And that's created a really vibrant community. It's created a lot of really successful investments, M&A activity, and business sales, and even the starting of new companies because of that mindset. So if there's one takeaway I would have everyone take from this presentation, it's that what really makes this work is the pay-it-forward mindset and just helping others without thinking about what you get in return. So a brief history, the organization started about 2 years ago in San Francisco, and it's been having monthly meetings since then. The meeting formats are always changing in San Francisco. Sometimes they are more focused on networking, sometimes they're more focused on learning, and they've invited speakers from a variety of backgrounds, not just of Serbian descent, in order to help teach the members. So, quick back. So it's organically spread to other cities. As people have visited San Francisco, they come to the chapter meetings. As people have gone and taken those events back to their own cities, so it's started to grow organically. And the organization has been really involved in a variety of ways in terms of connections to Serbia, bringing business there, making business connections, helping create jobs in Serbia, and also helping to bring Serbian labor to companies in the United States and other markets. So right now there are about 120 members in 7 major cities. San Francisco, New York, and Los Angeles are some of the larger ones right now. Berlin has been growing really quickly this year, and they have a very active cryptocurrency community right now and some really great events. And we're excited to see the London chapter kick off so much tonight. We also have some chapters in Novi Sad and Belgrade. So far, we've helped with 20 plus fundraising activities. What's made the community so great is it's a mix of entrepreneurs, investors, and other people involved in that community, like lawyers. And that's created a lot of M&A activity within the group. So whenever people within the group are fundraising, they're always helping each other out. It's led to investments within the group, but also connections that have resulted in investments. So the network has really been beneficial for everyone in San Francisco that has been a part of it. In addition, it's also helped people with acquisitions. There have been 5 big M&A activities so far this year. 2 of them have been announced, Mural and one other. Go back a slide. But then there are a couple others that have already taken place but not yet been announced that are pretty exciting for some of the major tech players in the world. And they've also been working on bringing some of these resources back to Serbia, like the Google Launchpad. There was a delegation that went out, I believe, last year to help with that. So, a recap, the pay-it-forward mentality is really what works and really helps the members create so much value for each other. Second, we're working on this really great global network of entrepreneurs. We primarily have Google groups that we use to communicate. So when you join as a member, you'll get access to a mailing list where there's a lot of activity going on, people giving help, people asking for help. And as that network has grown, it's created a really vibrant way to connect with members around the world in different markets and make those business connections. And we've been fostering that Serbian startup ecosystem, creating new founders. There was one startup that started in San Francisco from 2 Serbian founders who met at one of the first events. And they've been doing it really successfully. And I think more of that is going to happen in the future. So in terms of the organization, there's no specific requirements to join. We just ask that you're willing to pay it forward and help others, and that motivation is really what drives everybody in order to foster entrepreneurship. And for the communications, there's a website at serbianentrepreneurs.com, so you can go look there for some of the additional resources. We're working on new blog posts about events in San Francisco. Maybe we can post there about this event tonight. And the private Google groups are the main way of communicating, so we can coordinate on getting everyone here added to that. And one final thing from that slide, if you go back, that it was really founded to be apolitical, irreligious, non-affiliated organization. So it's really about focusing on the entrepreneurship and helping to pay it forward without having any specific religious or political requirements for doing that. And so the structure is a non-for-profit organization. In San Francisco, we charge annual dues just to cover the cost of the event, so that one person isn't paying for all the food and drinks and things. I think Heather will talk more about how he's going to structure it here in London. But that organization is completely non-for-profit, and it's more about helping everybody within the groups. And then there's steering committees where we are helping to set the agenda, help open new chapters and spread the word, and I'm sure that Heather will be working on setting something like that up here in London. And it's been very democratic and action-oriented. It hasn't been the kind of group where you join and nothing happens. I've felt that a lot of the members have had really great involvement, networking, helping other people, and being able to take initiatives and start things whenever they want to. I think that may be it. Is that it? Yes. Some of the San Francisco members, if you go to serbianentrepreneurs.com, you can see some of the different members. They vary in backgrounds, from Maya, who's a top cancer researcher, is working on fertility problems now in a new startup, to Stefan, who is in Toronto and was the youngest ever person to go through Y Combinator at the age of 15 or 14. And member benefits, invitations to events, including a +1. Really encourage everyone to bring someone new to the events and expand the network. Opportunity to help and invest in startups. They've been working on increasing messaging when there's startups fundraising. That's resulted in new investments, but also some syndicates being formed through the entrepreneurship organization. And as you're working on your own startup, there's been a really great network of people here to help. So I think we'll see some pitches tonight. That's an example of one of the ways that the organization has been helping new entrepreneurs to talk to investors, get feedback on their presentations, and do better as businesses. And so for becoming a member, I think there's going to be some special circumstances to get started here for the very beginning to see the organization. But in general, in San Francisco, we request that you have someone to refer you to the organization, and then we have 2 people talk to them before joining, just to make sure that they're aligned on the pay it forward mentality. And for 2018, we've been growing chapters, increasing diversity. It's been a big focus on helping to increase gender parity and age diversity in not just the Serbian Entrepreneurs Organization, but also in the overall technology and business ecosystem. So if there are any questions, I'm happy to answer them now or later, but the organization has really been great for me in San Francisco. I've met a lot of people, made a lot of connections for business, and received a lot of mentorship from various members. So I hope to see that those benefits coming here to London.